welcome back to my channel, and my apologies for not being out there so much for the last few months. Yeah, a few things going on here that I had to hold back on here making videos. Plus in summer there's not much going on here anyway, and all my fish were doing really good. I had no big dramas except for what I was saying in one of my videos, that I was a bit working on the KH that was dropping because of the heavy feeding. So yeah, just a little in context, this summer or this season I've fed around over 35 kilos of food to the fish, mainly the main pond. Yeah, that was probably the highest I've ever fed, and of course that makes quite a difference in your pH and the KH, because the more they're eating, the more they're using it up. So you have to be very vigilant on your KH and the pH. So the pH I got under control with the basically the calcium carbonate putting in, plus I use KH buffer too, bicarbonate. Basically what I did, I dumped a whole lot, big load into that heater tank that supplies the topping up of my ponds, and that did a good job and kept the KH at around a 2.5, and the pH in a solid good state of, I think it was 7.6 in my measurements. Everything else, no dramas, nitrates, everything was excellent. I mean, I have to say that the nitrate was amazing low this year. I just can only contributed to my little Bok River on top of the main pond. Ammonia was good too. So yeah, let me turn you around and just show you the fish and a few little updates. I didn't do anything on the ponds, no updates, no changes, the same as before. The only thing I've done a couple of weeks ago, I had this huge drop in water level drop in the filter on the main pond. It was on the main pond. I couldn't explain it. Then I thought, either maybe the brushes are full, and so I gave the brushes a bit of a clean, checked everything in the chambers, and that was all good. It didn't change anything. It gave a little bump, a couple of mil higher in the levels, but it wasn't major. But yeah, what I discovered was, I mean, as you know, I use my vacuum to suck out my bottom drain pipes, and what I discovered now is it worked to a certain degree, but it didn't do a very good job. I was very close to buy the old second-hand swimming pool pump and then use a 40mm pipe and suck it out, just because of the gravel that can sometimes go in. However, I didn't do it. What I did, I had an old rotting hose, what you use to clean your pipes in the house with a high pressure. That my problem was, because that was from a Karcher, and I had a steel high pressure. No, they didn't line up. Like, all these companies have their own fittings. Stupid, I think. Why they can't make a standard fitting for all their things. Anyway, so I had an adapter to make it work, and then while I was waiting for the adapter, I thought, oh well, just in case, I got on AliExpress a rotting hose for the same price as the adapter I got here in Australia. So now I have two rotting hoses. So I used the rotting hose to then clean out the bottom drains, the pipes, and to be honest, I was literally shocked how much buildup was in these pipes. And as soon as I had them cleaned, the water level came back to perfect level in the filter chambers. So it was basically all these, how long do I have now? The pond is set up. I think the pond is about now 5.5 years old since I built it. So in those 5.5 years, a lot of stuff had built up around the pipes. So to be honest, it is probably a good practice to once a year to clean your pipes with a rotting tool. Even, you know what I mean, I'd purge my pipes every 3-4 months. No, probably 4 months. Every 4 months when I do the filter chamber clean, and I always thought that would clean these pipes really good out and flush them. It doesn't. So if you ever watch Phil from Telford Koi, he does it religiously every year on his ponds. I always thought, to be honest, I always thought it was a bit of a an overdoing doing that every year, because he has a perfect setup. He has drum filter set up and everything is really perfectly set up, and I thought he wouldn't have a problem like that. He doesn't have a purge system, I know, so yeah, no, I have to agree, he's not exaggerating. It's a good practice to do, probably at least once a year, a good rotting off your pipes, clean them out. So yeah, that was one big thing I had. Otherwise, all the ponds are doing really, really good. So let me turn you now around. Okay, we're back. So we have a beautiful sunny day. It's autumn here. It's a very nice sunny day. So the growing pond is doing excellent. I haven't sold any fish. I should, but I haven't had the time to do it. So yeah, they're doing excellent. No dramas here with quality of water, anything. I mean, even this simple setup I have here with the brush chamber, the bio chamber there, it works excellent. No dramas whatsoever. So yeah, I'm very, very pleased with this. So this proves to me for my next pond to go in a similar fashion. But yeah, I will not build the exact same with this one here. What I will do is build it as the main pond, but with a river that's not as high, so to save energy costs on the pumps. So yeah, here's the main pond. As you can see, beautiful, crystal clear water. I'm really extremely happy with the water quality and clarity. So yeah, and strangely all this year I hadn't had any algae on the walls. I mean, I have algae, but it's very tiny little bit. It's just like a fine, like a silk carpet. So yeah, I'm very pleased. Probably because there's not enough nitrate and phosphate in the system to grow. Yeah, so the river is going gangbusters. It's beautiful. Everything is growing amazingly. The canna there is that big. It had basically has problems to support it a bit better, because when a bit more wind comes, it topples over. So it's so heavy now. That little tiny shower, that works fine. So overall, I'm very pleased with this pond now. I got a few little kois here. Shame you can't still. Maybe you can see there's one. It's really growing well. They're growing well. There's 5 or 6 in there. They're just from a wild spawning survived here, and they're actually doing better and look better than the ones I have in my koi fry setup. So yeah, that's a one problem I show you, one thing where I'm a bit disappointed this year. Even the setup is working really well on the fries. Let me pause here. We go. So yeah, this is working really well. I mean, I had a problem with on the floor hitting for some reason, something in the panel there, that old solar panel that blocked, and so I thought it was a pump that's broken, but it wasn't a pump. Something in the system in this old panel here seems to have blocked it and it didn't stop working, but I'll have to check it now for the winter. So yeah, they're doing as you can see, there's no netting in there anymore. So I did the last culling and got what I thought the best growers and lookers out, but I have a little problem and this is where you see this one here. I isolated this big fella. He's the biggest. Yeah, it's grown the biggest. I isolated him in there for the simple reason some of them, the tail fins had been, they looked like they're nibbled off, so I'm not sure that's they have been nibbled off, or I just what's it called, disability basically that they haven't developed. You can see one of them, he has a problem swimming, but most of them I had a lot, halfway a quarter of them, and most of them have grown their tail fin again. So I believe that there was one, I assume it's this one, big one, that was eating nibbling on their tail fins. The setup is really working good. Well, I'm happy with the filter. Filter has not made any problems. The only time I had a problem was, and this water top upper stopped working or didn't work proper. That's when the level got too far down, and of course when that goes too far down and you're not here and you're not seeing it and the wife doesn't know too much about it, of course the filter got lower too, and then it started cleaning constantly, so I had a huge water loss. Not huge, but big enough that basically hardly any water was going into the filter anymore because it's too low. So yeah, I sorted that out and I put one of these top ups in, and that works now fine. And yeah, all good. They're on a bit bigger foot now, they're not eating as much. So I'll say, but yeah, the temperature is only 22 degrees in this here. I'm very pleased. But yeah, we'll see what happens in the future of this, or how they develop. Oops. Let me close this here with my crude method. So yeah, this is the best way of closing it. It has to be closed that way, otherwise Shadow or Husky might go in there and chase something. So yeah, there are a few reasons why I didn't make any content. As you can see, there's firewood carting up from the paddocks. I'll just show you from here. Hopefully you can see it from here. So let me get closer. So let me zoom in. So there you can see all that firewood, all the stuff I had to cut down the last couple of months. I had 4 trees in the paddock that came down beginning of last autumn and then during the winter, and then I had another one come down in summer. Not a tree, but a huge massive branch. That's my job. And the next, after I recorded this, I will, as you can see, that one there, oops, that one there came down. It's quite a big one. So yeah, I had to work on that, cutting that down, and then chop wood, and then in between cut it up here. So yeah, so that cost me a lot of time. Then we had a few other issues around where I had to do something, and I had another opportunity for a hobby I wanted to start in the future. Friends of us had a wild beehive, and they knew I always was interested in having bees, so they asked if I wanted to take it as well. Me as a novice beekeeper with hardly any experience gave it a go and took the beehive, and you can see down there I've got one of these insulated beehives and put them there, and I was hoping it was looking pretty good for a while, and then the colony declined. So I guess when I got the wild beehive, I must have accidentally missed the queen, or the queen got killed. Don't know, something must have happened. But yeah, the colony basically disintegrated and it's not there anymore. That was one of the other things. I was not doing any filming on YouTube. I mean, I was on YouTube, but I was very keen on learning about bees, so I was probably for 3-4 weeks just learning everything about bees on YouTube. Yeah, and then about other things, personal things in life where I had to turn my attention to, so I didn't make any content, and I thought I was not enough anyway. So yeah, apologies if anyone missed me. I will make here and there videos, but it will not be a lot, because in the next few, probably for the rest of the year, there's probably quite a change in our life here happening. I'm not saying too much because it's not 100% yet, but yeah, that's just a little pre-warning that the content will be more infrequent than usual. I mean, basically what happened now, maybe a couple of months nothing, then I come back and make a video. I'm not giving up YouTube. Don't think that I will stay with the YouTube community. Just a bit less for the next few months. So yeah, that's from here. Just hope you enjoyed this little update, and yeah, I probably wondered what was going on. Yeah, that's what's happening at the moment here. Everything is good, fish good. Still love my hobby, or the koi hobby, and it will not that will not never change, I would say. I mean, something very serious would have to happen that I give up on the kois. I really enjoy this hobby, and I love it. If I might not, well, I'm not sure if I will do a lot of the breeding thing, because you need, probably when I retire, when I have time, because I discovered this year, you need a bit more time to do the breeding. You have to be more, give that more attention. And that's, with my line of work, a bit complicated. Okay, anyway, thanks for watching, and yeah, enjoy your weekend and your hobby, and I'll see you next time out there. Bye for now. We'll see.
Take it 3/4 out or something.
Huh?
Is it spinning? Ah, do you need a screwdriver?
Oh, okay. Oh no. That is
Can you rip it off the wall?
That is loose. Okay. If that is loose.
Is it the right hand side loose?
Let me think. Let's see.